Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, I got a couple interesting things to look at this morning. First of all, here's our let's see. We're still operating the 2400 is our extreme highs of the year. Up to that Globex 2404. We close at roughly the 80 level, so 20 points down. We have explored as many as 60 points down to the 40s recently, but every time the bears get a good push down, we get an immediate elastic swing back. It's pretty amazing. You can see here where this is. Okay, this is regular days. We'll look at the weekly in a second, but you see, based on the daily, if our highs here and lows here, we're back kind of in the middle of these balance zones, and we did accomplish one thing this week that we. Let's see here. I'm looking for my weekly chart here. Quite an amazing week, but we did fill in those gaps. We filled in the gaps from the French election. So I believe that was around this. Let's see. I believe this was the French election gap. Let's see. We went from 47. The close was here around 47, and then we opened like 22 points above the. This was the French election. I guess we haven't quite. Well, we've got overlapping now. We don't have overlapping value. We still have a value gap here, and eventually markets always overlap the value, so that value gap is right about here. See this current, we've started to get some of it, but here's the last value high. Now we have not been able to trade enough to. There's still this value between like we'll call it 50 to 65. There's where these values are not overlapping. Let's see. Okay, 2,500. Let's see here. Our POC for the week is still up here at 98. We have a gap period here. Let's look at this. there's still more volume this past, I guess this must have been last Monday. Let's see, where's my, I have one more market profile. I'm looking for the daily one that shows, let's see here. One moment. Market profile, Globex. Let's see, minutes. I'll make one real quickly here. Weekly and price levels and letters are rainbow days. Okay, here we go. This was our value zone for last week, which was like 88 to 65 to 88. And extreme prices were below 65 down to the 51, 52. Let's look at the daily. This is the week of 5/14. Well, the reason we have a gap here is because of the overnight. There was overnight trade that dumped on Tuesday, I guess. No, it was Wednesday. So here's our, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This was this when the Trump news hit the fan? Went right around here, and all of a sudden the market sold off. When the first disclosure of the Comey memos, am I remembering this correct? No one else remembers? No one. I believe that's true. And then there was continuous. Was it Wednesday or Thursday? There was something that caused this. What's peculiar is, to me, is we've had constant news of tweets and things that the market has kind of ignored. And then anyway, here we are, we make lows, so we cover this French election gap, and we're back up above the, I think that the 60 level is pretty important, because that's where we've been in balance above 60. Well, I guess it's 65 for several weeks, at least back till here, yeah, for the last month or so, and we're back in it again. Okay, any questions or comments about this? So as far as direction is concerned, we've come back kind of to the middle. Let's see here. The middle of the zone between 65 and 2400. So as far as I'm concerned, it's kind of a flip of a coin, you know, which direction we can go this week. We'll look at a couple things. All right. Any questions about this at the moment? Let's look at a bar chart here. Let's see, maybe I can switch monitors. I'm going to switch monitors here. Let's see, go to monitor 2. Okay, everybody got the new one? Y'all see the new monitor? New picture? So these are daily bars. They do include Globex. So for this quarter, this is April, May. We got one more month. By the way, the premium is really squeezed really close on the SPX. I'm surprised. Because we'll be switching, I guess not too long, another couple of weeks. We'll be switching to, what's that, June, July, August, September. Wow. Okay, this is, if you can keep track of this stuff, a lot of times I make so many charts and then I forget myself to go back at what the value is of marking some key numbers. But I just made some notes this morning. I'm going to make a couple special charts that I'm going to refer to for key numbers on a weekly, monthly basis so that I can put orders in at certain places, you know, especially if they happen at nighttime. But here again, we have closed, we're above the 50% line here. Let's look at where's that green line? I guess this is the, okay. My toolbar over here. From the quarter point of view, oops. Trying to use my fib tool here. Oh, hey. Okay, so we came, looks like we came down to the, we tested the, filled in those gaps at the French election, and then this is 50% level here. What is, oh no, okay. 2362 is 50% level of this quarter so far, the first couple months here. You asked a question, Hawkeye, about here's based upon this high to low right here. These are the next lines above the 2404. So 14, 25, 35, and 45. That's based upon this high to low. If I take this, let's see, if I take this down to like 2300, just for, if I put this at 2300 to 2404 here, there's our other numbers. We still, there would be the 2450. So okay, any questions about this? I also like to show you guys, I'll take this off. Let's take this off. Okay, this is this is the opening price for the year. This right here, this is January, the open right here. And let's look at the Murray lines here, how they work. So they're looking pretty amazing. This is 2400 is the 8/8 line. Next, just based upon these standard settings I have, 2300, these are, the octaves are 100 points apart. So that means the 1/8 lines are 12.5 points apart. And that's 12.5 points. That's, what's that? 100 ticks. Anyway, here, so 13, 25, 37. This is, they look like they're trading pretty accurate. So if we stay above this 75, the next red line above would be 24, 25. Any questions about this? What are you wow is what about, what's wow about, Hawkeye? You want to look at a couple other, should we look at bonds and things on this chart? Yeah, well, the market, this this formula, you know, has been working for centuries. What what sometime last week was it? Laurel came in and said that they were going to change the Murray lines. On Wednesday. Okay, HT. I'll go back to a smaller chart. We had the same problem on Friday, and that's a good subject to talk about. We we are we are what? You're throwing a little too much science at us here, Hawkeye. HT, I'll get back to you. This is a good question. What happens when what your choices are when the train leaves the station? Let's look at a couple things here before we leave this chart. This is daily chart. By the way, just if, for instance, if we put in an hourly, let's say 2 hours, 120. Let's put in a 2-hour bars here. And let's go, well, let's make it, oh, that's okay. I have to set up preferences. But it's pretty cool. These are 2-hour bars. Let's just do daily without the Globex. That'll be 405 minute bars. This is, you know, a gap chart which takes out the Globex trade. And you see we stopped here right at 87. 87 is the Murray line. Let's see. We didn't quite tag a baby eighth yet. But halfway here would be like 575 or 6. Oh, it's 1250, so it would be 6 1/4. But as far as I can see, well, as we've got a pullback, but we have a higher low in place and an equal high to the previous pivot high. So our indicator here, our MACD, is still pointing down, although it looks like it might start to flatten out. So, all right. Let's see, what else? Now let's look what some of these other indexes are doing here. Here's the YM. Well, I guess I'm going to have to just take the Murray. I don't know if this will work. Oh, maybe 2,820. Yeah, look here. If it fails, it comes test 2/8 down. Gets back above, it goes to red line, to the red line, to the red line. 4/8, it fails. If you look at the Murray rules, it just works. These Murray lines, it's all you really need if you just get to the good feeling about how they, if one fails, where it's going to go next. Let's see, that's the YM. Here's the NQ. Let's see here. Delete the fib. Delete the paint background. This is without Globex now. I mean, in most cases, they're either right on the line or halfway in between. And you can literally, these fractals work. You can take any high or low, even in a midday, and report. Okay. Well, when I'm trying to do this to try to figure out if this is telling us direction, and at least on a daily basis where it needs to hold. Here's the euro. Euro is, wow, look at this. I guess this is why I don't know, our equities seem to be following the damn euro. Gold. And here's oil. Oil is kind of midway here, 53.50. Oil's in a definite channel going up. Gold. Now gold's going up. All right. Let's see here. Order. All right. Okay, let's move on here. Because HT asked an important question of what happens when the train leaves the station. Let's see. This is a fast entry chart. Okay, I am curious. First of all, this is perfect hindsight again. Because when the market's moving, it's moving usually quick enough where you got to instantly make decisions. This is Friday trading. HT1. We'll go back to Wednesday in a minute, but the same problem happened on Friday. So first of all, this is the entry chart I use. This is I either use, depending on the volume, either 3750 or 5000 volume bars. So each bar has 3,750 contracts. Now, if you recall, on Friday we were having quite a bullish day. First, I'll make this okay there. The vol spread was constantly up over, got over 1 million again, and we were. So when you get to a high like that, I always get queasy about. In fact, I tried shorting the 86s. Maybe it was, I don't know if it was at what time. Well, it was after, it was right in here. Anyway, we tried shorting 86s. I didn't short it the first time, but right in here, and it pulled up, and of course it failed. It stopped us out. So I was concerned when we got to here. And I like to get in on a what I call a second mouse trade. And I guess I lost consciousness or something, because the trade did. We pulled down to from this 88. We pulled down a couple points. It did go up and test 87.50. Now, if I'm normally alert, I'm looking for this trade here. It's a lower high, but I missed it. So, I mean, I did not put an order in. Actually, I would have been looking for it to tag 87.75. It traded 50. So what I did try to get in was that I thought that let me put the arrow on here. This was a number that wasn't retested. So I was looking for it to retest this 86.75, or because the market usually does, it'll go tag. In this case, it tagged this number right here. So I put an order in front of this at 86.25. And as you know, we tagged 86.25, and it came down, and now it was trading at the 86s. Well, I'm kind of a hardball. I've got rules about chasing, and again, in hindsight, this would have been fine. The problem is sometimes when you chase, the market then comes back up, and it will test the number you thought it was going to test before, which is 2.5 points above. So, HT, to answer your question, if if you think you're going to miss the market, remember the market in many ways tries to get you to go short or long, and then it takes out stops. And so that's what I'm always concerned about. So your risk of chasing something is that you will have a bigger loss if unless you say, okay, I'm going to still take a 6-tick stop or so, because it turned out, and don't forget the market had been in a pretty tight range here, but then all of a sudden it broke loose when it came, here, because we were in rotation here. And I thought, oh, it's probably going to come up again. We'll get a shot at it, but obviously it didn't. And it turned out to be the biggest trade of the day. It came down to this 80 level. Well, that was a full 6 points plus. Then it even got lower. So here's my question. Need to set a sell above and below. Let's see. You have to. I didn't see your question till now, so I don't know where you're referring to. Which number? So anyway, HT. Let me ask you this: what periodicity do you use for your entry? Are you using minute charts? Are you using tick charts? I want to set this up to see what you look at. $2-minute and 10-minute. Okay. Well, let's just put this on a 2-minute. Time frame. We will need white space. So this is Friday's trade. You'll notice here that there was the breakdown number right there. So market went and retested that and pulled down. Then it retested this one. It's 87. So we should have been, instead of, we should have been short in the 87s, and the 86 was we were already chasing pretty bad. But the other thing is, when I'm so focused up here, sometimes I don't. Now sometimes these indicators are a lot smaller and lower in the page, but obviously our delta was screaming, this is going short. I put up another momentum indicator that I've used in the past, and I can see how this one, it's called the TRIX, T-R-I-X, and I have a slow line and a fast line. And the fast line turned short right at the high here. Exactly right there. Now I wasn't watching this on Friday, but I brought it out again just to see, to use again this week, to see if it'll help me not be bugged about, anytime we're making highs, and the vol spit is through the roof. Although, I did say that we are not supposed to even look at vol spit on option expiration because it's usually inaccurate. But it did affect my thinking, and so we happened to miss a trade. Now let's go back to what was the date on Wednesday. Oh, what other periodicities, Hawkeye? You still use a? Were you using a 30-second thing up here, or what? KT, what happened to KT? What other periodicities, like Greg, what do you use? This was Friday's trade. I want to go back to Wednesday. And on this, how to do that. How to do that easily here. Wednesday, what was the date? Wednesday was the 17th. One second through 7 minutes. Okay, one second here. Let's see, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm trying to look up HT's trade here. Wednesday, HT, Wednesday, let's see, you shorted at 23.83. 23. $23.83. Huh. Oh, dear. I'm trying to duplicate this. Let's see here. The 17th. Okay, let's see here. For Wednesday, 89. Was that in the night? Was that, here's Wednesday. $89. 83. 83 went down to, oh, I see, it was in the afternoon. Sorry, HT, I'm trying to get this chart set up so this is the 17th. This is a 10-minute chart. Oh, wait a second here. Okay, this is it over here. Give me a minute. Now, I guess what you're looking at, let's see, this is Wednesday. It started at 88, came down to 82. You say I went short at 83. There's 82.75. Let's see now. I'll try to get back. I got to change the periodicity here, which it makes it. Let me just put it on. Well, if I hit this is might have trouble finding it again. Let's see here. I'm gonna put it on 5 minutes. Now I have to go back to okay, there's the 17th. Let me take the Globex out. Thursday, Wednesday. Okay, here we go. No. 75, 76. Okay, here's Wednesday. Doggone it, look at this thing here. Preferences. Now it's not printing the bars here. It's not giving me all my data here, so this is a 5-minute chart. There's 80. This is where you say I shorted. What time was this? This looks like the end of the day. I'm trying to recreate what the situation. We're downloading here. I'm trying to get some other bars. Hang on 1 second here. it boils down to the question of if whether it's short or long. Oh, wait a second. Was this a gap down? Okay. What time was this? This was in the morning. This is Wednesday the 17th. Did I do a post in the morning session? Is that what? Because this is when the market opens. I'm not usually making calls at that time. Did I do a post? Because that's when John is making the calls. Yeah. Because in that situation, the only thing you can do is hold your nose and dive in, but I don't do that. If it's gone a couple points, let's pull this down. Okay. Yeah, because in this is a 5-minute chart. If I do a 2-minute chart, let's pull this over. I'll blow this up with a 2-minute chart. See here. Here's 83. Now, there must have been something here at Globex that gave me a clue. So if this was 83, it came down to 79. It did pull back up to 81. Okay, I see it. Ah, come on. I see the what you're looking at here. On a 2-minute chart, I want to blow this up so you can see it. All right. I got short 83. It was because I had information here that gave me permission to go short. At the time, it looked like this was turning red here. So if it came down, let's say it came down to this level here, which is a couple points. It did come back and retest. So you have to, if it comes back up, see it came and retested this line right there. Tested here. So your entry has to be one or two ticks below this. So you could have got in at this level. You know, it is, now of course this is 81.50. So you either decide that, okay, you're going to try it here and hope that it doesn't go back up here, or else your stop has to be, you know, where it was for the original entry. So, you know, because if the entry is really, if the perfect entry is up here, this is an option, but if it's come down a couple points, you're always risking it. For instance, it just could come down to this line right here and go the other direction. So in this case, you know, it got to this, was probably a support line, but it as soon as it tagged below here, it broke down. So that's, you know, that's how I do it. I really like to see trades like, you know, when we've got like double tops with divergence. Here's a test here. So the this is 2-minute chart now. That's why I like volume charts better, because they give me better information about these retraces. Okay, 8 o'clock. What should we talk about next, guys? This again on Friday. Let's go over Friday again. We had this and I didn't have this blown up this way. I probably should, because there was huge divergence here at these highs. You know, when you see this, you should be very comfortable taking a trade here. Now, I had a chart with the tricks. Let's go back to that guy. This one, let's see, this is, let's see, this is on 2 minutes now. So now you can see even on the tricks here, the tricks over here was a lot higher at this level. Look at, we had climbed all this. There was massive divergence on this guy. So, all right, I'm looking for more questions, unless we can go over big picture, some gold and oil and stuff like that on a weekly basis. Any questions again about entering? This kind of a structure is really perfect for you know, you get your high, you get a pullback and a retest, and you know, this was the entry here, right? One tick below this test at 87. And in this case, you know, here again, it tagged 86 quarter, but I thought it would, I thought this was going to test here or here. So that's why I put the order right there. Didn't get filled, and we missed a nice trade. All right. This is our, this is not monthly, this is week, these are weekly profiles here. Let's check out the bonds. Let's see here. Treasuries. So looks like they had quite a big week here. Started off 7. I better download here. So we're trading up in nosebleed territory, looks like. I'm downloading, something's wrong here, so I'm downloading this, now there we go. So it looks like bonds tagged a weekly volume POC here to the tick. And it looks like we're still the last couple of days going sideways in small range. Let's look at oil. Crude. Boy, crude took a big time ride here. Looks like the volume POC was right here. I gotta see if I got lines. Now I've got one available. Give me another one. So 50.73, we ticked above it. So where are we going to go? Don't have an indicator telling me where this is going. So we're in a range. Harry sent me an article on oil that we still are plugged with tons of inventory of oil, and it's the probability it's not going to be. Well, it really did some big drops here. Let's see if I can use the tricks on a bigger time frame of oil. We'll do this crude oil. Let's do it on a 2-hour basis. I'm curious to see what this Trix is saying. Now it looks like it's looks like the fast line is it's turned black here for oil. Let's take this off. Let's see here. Okay, here's oil on a 2-hour chart. According to Trix, we've got big divergence here again, and it's about to turn. So looks like shorting oil is Tricks are for traders. Now this thing is pretty good, I think. Look here. Here's the change at the bottom right there on this bar right here. A little bit late. This one, the slow one turned right here, but that wouldn't be too bad an entry for oil. That was in Globex. About gold. Let's check out gold. Yeah. All right, so this one turned right here. Now I could see this was probably a stop run right here. What is that? This is 63.50. Yeah, 62, 65. So they ran it up there. Let's see, they looked like they would almost to this naked POC here. It was immediately sold off. Okay. All right, I have another chart I thought I'd show you guys just to show you how the internal chart I use works on a big picture basis here. This is the Volstead, and these are based on hourly bars. And one thing I wanted to show you was what happened the last few days to the VIX. That's the VIX. We have been let's see here. This is the VIX, not the VXX. But volatility obviously this week has come up quite a bit here. And let's see. Oh. Oh, here we are. You can see the this is hourly bars. We had quite a massive move. Of course, this is option expiration, so it's distorted. And of course, this was the sell-off day, minus 2 million. It's probably one of the biggest days. Here's, we had one bigger on the in March 21st. So it looks like we've come off the bottom here. This 10 level is on. It's just, these are not been very long in history. When it gets down to this level, there's going to be an explosion. So in volatility. So we certainly have had some this week. It got up to 15 and pulled back some on Friday, but this is good news for us because we've had these several days where the market makes a 7 or 8 point move, on the daily, and then it stays in a 4 point range for several hours, and that's really difficult. So you can see on Friday we had the tick, a pretty strong tick the whole day there. Well, we had one move below the 800, but then the rest of the day was strong. And of course, both Thursday and Friday, the CCI measuring the Volsped was positive. So, all right, let's see. Gold follows euro. Do we look at the euro, by the way? Let's see, which chart was that? This is the gold chart rising. Let's take these Murrays off here. And I want to edit this guy. I can set this to draw levels, high and low volume, but sometimes you get, well, this is daily bars, so it looks like too many lines. This is gold for the quarter. Let's look at, let's duplicate this. And set one for the euro. Let's see if Hawkeye is right here. Whoa. So in this situation, let's move this up. Let's move this. So here we are. This is this is for the 3 months. Value high. No, let's see here. I have to put this in. So here's the euro right here. And I guess we could use this some more. Of course, obviously gold, wow, look at the, here's this, there's a triple bottom here on the euro. I guess in general, you could say it certainly is following it. But look here, gold, euro's at a high here. Gold took quite a dump and now it's going back to it. So euro's a little bit ahead. Is that right? Okay, so I don't know, gold looks like it's been a little more crazy. Because here's the high in gold, and this is the where the euro was trading. So it may be on an individual day that it may be, but it's certainly from the whole contract. See, euro's at a high. We're just halfway to the previous high. Let's see. Let's compare the euro to oil. CL. Similar situation. Well, this is like going the opposite. While the euro is going up, well, there's no real correlation here. You know, oil's been a wild animal. Let's look at the Japanese yen with the euro. But I think we should also compare the yen to the ES here. But Japanese yen, apply. Well, for the last quarter, euro was at a low here, and euro was at a low here. So, and here we come to a high, and the Japanese yen's at a high. So it looks like the euro and the yen are really tied together, huh? Except for right here. The yen got ahead of itself. Euro stopped right in here. It was just this activity. And then euro was trading in a small balance, and boy, the yen has really been crazy. Now let's look at the ES versus the yen. Yes. Let me clean this up a bit here. Okay, for the quarter, the low for the ES is the high for the yen. This high, and then we made a dip in a second high. So that correlates with this low right here. So this is a good one to follow, guys, for the opposite point of view. There's the low. Let's see here. This is on a daily basis. Let's do it on a 2-hour basis. Let's see what happens. And put this on 120, 120. So it's not perfect, but in general, the direction here's the ES. The proportion is what it's not always in the same proportional move, but for direction, it seems to be, generally speaking, the ES was in for several days here, 77 to a real tight range, it's balance zone. So here's the high. Then it came down. The yen went lower, so it does diverge once in a while. Here's another high, and that's a low, and then the yen starts coming up. Yen makes it high here, but that's in correlation with the ES low. It's it's obviously not tick for tick. Dollar yen, okay. But in general, if the yen is rising or falling, it affects U.S. equities. So now Hawkeye trades the Forex pair, but this is the futures. So let's look at, I do happen to have the dollar feed. Since the market's closed, it is, I have it delayed. I have a 10-minute delay on it, but obviously it's not delayed this time. So here's the dollar has come to a low. Let's see here. Here's the dollar at this high. Dollar has come down. The yen has gone up. But again, it's the proportion is kind of different, you know. Here's this drop in the dollar. And this is so from in the quarter. You know, this is the same period here with this quarter. The yen is trading in the middle of the value zone. From, you know, there's low value and high value. The dollar has dropped out at two extreme prices. How about that, Hawkeye? Let's do this on a daily. These are daily bars. Here's 3/4. Now, just for your information, guys, you know, it's the currencies that drive everything. The currencies, this is cash. This is hard cash. So they affect other investments, including equities, real estate, metals, industrial materials. Put this on daily. So for the last 3 months, okay, so 3 months ago, the Japanese yen looks like it was at its high. Three months ago, the dollar was down here. See if I could squeeze some more in here. So 4 months ago, here's 4 months ago. So obviously, the yen was at its high. Dollar was at its lows. I'll even go further. No, wait a second here. Okay, so dollar high down to low. Yen went up, so then the dollar was rising, and so there are times when it looks like it's not going the opposite way, right in here. You know, here's where the dollar went up and the yen went up. So that's kind of interesting. So now look at here. On a smaller time frame basis, the yen is affecting, but look at where let's see. This is the current quarter. Well, you know what? The yen is let's see, here's a low, there's a high, there's a high, there's a low, there's a high right here. But, you know, here the dollar is falling, But right at this point, the yen is bouncing, so there are periods, it's obvious to me now there are periods where they're not necessarily going the opposite way. I don't know, how does that compare with Forex, Hawkeye? Are you still here? Are you awake? The reason we look at these things is to see the effect of, in the big world picture, you know, how it's going to affect equities, because the currencies do rule where people invest in equities. So if we compare the dollar, for instance, to the SPX, you were comparing it to the yen. I'll wait for Hawkeye's comment here, then I'm going to compare it to the SPX to see how important the what's happening with the dollar. It has to do with international, you know, the SPX has the big corporations, international companies that trade in many countries, and of course they trade in various currencies, which depending on, they can, if the dollar gets expensive, then of course they don't make as much money, which affects the, you know, the value of their stock. Yeah, okay. But I guess in general we can say, like from the last two quarters here, here the dollar was at its high and the yen was at its low. The dollar then works lower and the yen worked higher. So let's put the SPX up here. So as you can see, let's see, let's see here, let's squeeze this. Here's where the dollar was at its super low. Is this off the chart? Okay. So in here, it's at its real low. Well, it looks like there are times when this is when the dollar, the SPX was sold off. I guess dollar was at its, not, it was near its highs here. So when the dollar dropped, came down, the SPX went up. Now the dollar here is when at its lowest, so then we're trading in this range. Dollar spiked up here, but then it seemed to, the SPX also went up. Now there was a pullback, and now right at this point, this is where when the dollar reached a peak, the S&P, the dollar started dropping, and here we're at here, and I guess this is the dollar dropped on Friday, so this is why we pushed back up, I guess. A cheaper dollar is good for the international corporations, because if the dollar, that's what this currency manipulation is all about. Okay, any other thing you want me to review today? Covered a lot of subjects here. Let's just go back to the ES for the moment. Here's our weekly chart on the ES. So we, okay, this is not the, I want to get the daily one. This is oil, but I'll change it back to the ES. Yes. So we're back in the, we had a zone from this, where the gaps were. Let's bring it down to 60. I think 60 again is kind of the, we were talking about 60 being the line in the sand. We traded actually below the 50 line to 45. But we're back in the middle here, right between, the high and the low of the week. We're kind of back in the middle. Anybody got a feeling what's going to happen this week? Well, okay, we can talk about that. I got to tell you, I'm disappointed with what, because, okay, I did take some pictures for Friday, so we'll go over those in 1 second here. So for the week, anybody have an opinion here? Direction? I don't see it, I would say that we need to stay above this, probably the 70 level, or for 60 for sure. We should hold 60. If we go down, that's 20 points, and 20 points above is the 2400. Let's see. FWIW. Well, for what it's worth. You think it's a down bias? Well, we did pull down on the end of the day Friday, but then it got pushed back up again. Let's see, that was an 88. There was a 10-point move down, and then we moved halfway back up. So the close, obviously Globex is going to, and there'll be more news. You know, there was more news on Friday about the investigations proceeding and the special prosecutor and I guess market may be getting nervous about nothing getting done in Congress. So, all right, options on Friday. Let's see here. I took some. Pictures. Let's see here. Snagit captures. Okay, it's on this. Well, Hawkeye, I think you're correct. I don't really. It's interesting. Even Bill will say, "Well, what's it going to do now?" I don't know what it's going to do now. I read the bars. You know, I look for the price action. I try to have daily, weekly levels. You know, 2-hour levels, 4-hour levels. If we get to a level and it bounces, then I know what it's going to do. Otherwise, I don't take a position and hang on because I know it's going to eventually go down when it's going up. And I just don't automatically short when the market closes. So I wait, and I most of the time prefer to wait till Europe opens if I'm going to trade at night. So, all right. Let's see. I'm looking for what was the date on the 19th? I have, here's our, okay, so here's our VIX. At the time, when the market opened, we were right in the between, let's see, we had a 1550 call and a 14, let's see, what was this? This was 14.5, and we were right in the middle between two strike points. And according to, let's see, I guess I didn't take a picture. Hang on. Thought I took a picture of both. But let's see, because the puts were at about 2 or 3 cents, and I think the calls were about the same. And so I took a speculation that since the market on Friday, I was expecting it to go down, which meant that the VIX was going to go up. We had this volatility step in here, and instead, of course, the market went to short covering. So the puts, excuse me, it was the puts on the VIX, because it's the opposite. They went up to 20 cents from like 3 cents, and so they made money, and ours did not. So there was a point, I think, that I was going to almost buy both sides of the VIX if they were, I think they were both about 3 cents. And there was not a lot of time to make that decision, and I didn't call it. So let's look at some other ones that happened on Friday. That one of them we should always watch is Netflix. Well, here's the spiders. Obviously, the market on Friday started off pushing down, and then when it got over 65, it took off. So here's the spiders. This is Friday at the open, and even if you got in right in here, it was trading at 38. It did go $1, so that you got in. They were more expensive than usual. I think because of the volatility. Initially, the options were kind of pricey, at least from what I've seen in the past. So they were about 25 cents, and it went to $1 on the spiders. If you got, it depends on where you got in. You could have, it might have been even at like 30 cents. I've never paid 30 cents for an option on these weeklies, so I didn't consider the spiders, but the spiders, even if you paid 30 cents, they went to $1, so you had a 300% winner anyways. Now, this is, you can see the MACD on Thursday was here. It went higher and it pulled back, but the MACD was going up. So this is our signal. Our signal is the direction of the MACD. If it had left the station, we should be going in that direction. Which meant that if you're going to do the VIX, you don't buy calls, you buy puts. So, and we were in the middle. I should have and could have bought at 3 cents, could have bought both sides. In this situation, the spiders, the direction was up. Goldman Sachs. This is the open. Goldman Sachs, pushed up and came back. This was about 7:30 or 10:30 Eastern. I don't think this is a picture. Again, the direction was up from Thursday. The MACD was on an angle going up. So at this point, these calls were about 14 cents at the low, 14 or let's say 16 cents maybe, 16 or 18 cents. They went to like about 70 cents. So Goldman Sachs again provided a winner. The puts did not work at all. When I was looking at the puts on a lot of the stocks, the puts were, they weren't giving you premiums for the puts. Because I think the market was expected, there were a lot of expectations for it to plunge again, where instead it went to short covering. I mean, Hawkeye, were you surprised the market shot up like this? I was. Okay, this Goldman Sachs, here's Netflix. Netflix seems to be a consistent winner. But again, the options, they were like 20 cents. And this is the open, Thursday. Again, look at the MACD the day before. It was just climbing. So if it's climbing on a pullback, you want to get in. This was about, let's see, I don't know, it was before, let's see, these are 10-minute bars. So it's about 10 or 20 minutes when the market opened, and there was, this was 2-cent line. So actually, they were like a nickel. Well, I guess it didn't do that much. Well, I guess it looks like this is a dime. Looks like it. I guess I'm wrong. It didn't do that big a deal, but it stayed in a tight range. You needed to get in the day before or something. Netflix was not that good. I did one on Caterpillar. This Caterpillar made a big gap up and a move on Friday. This was the open. I think it opened right here, and then there was a pullback. And that line, it was like 20 cents, and it went to like 75 cents up in here. That was Caterpillar. Again, the story is Hawkeye. It's on the underlying stock. You want a directional MACD. Looks like they're going to sell this thing off this next week. We had a big gap up. It's going to pull down. It's got a gap to fill. Looks like now the story is down. Okay, I don't understand your last point. Anyway, if you got any other questions, we'll answer them. Just remember, we want to buy low and sell